Netflix and Disney Plus usually dominate the series world, and Yellowstone was an unexpected black sheep when the popular series spawned spin-offs and is now waiting on its 5th season. Taylor Sheridan will be introducing the Reeves Story, and it'll be big for Fort Worth. In this video, we'll be taking a look at the upcoming Reeves Story, so stay tuned. First off, where the new Reeves Story series will be filmed in Fort Worth. Maddie Parker delivered her first State of the City address as the mayor of Fort Worth on Thursday, but before she started the address, she took time to announce important news. Maddie is in the process of making changes in her city for better living conditions. For example, a city needs world-class public safety. This was kept in mind in the new budget passed this week. The city has also addressed the rising rate of crime, a problem affecting of every large city in the United States. There are funds in the FY 2023 budget for 53 added sworn officers, in addition to 14 civilian positions and trainees, to support 911 communications. In the budget, there is also funding to support neighborhood patrol programs and crisis intervention teams. The mayor said that the council and she have a vision of public safety that is pro-community and pro-police. Parker said that Fort Worth is a city that is growing. She said that they shouldn't take that growth for granted and must manage that growth and vision for the city. In Mayor RM's State of the City address, he warned that mankind tends to think of the future as if it will never arrive. It feels very much like the future is already here. Of course, making sudden changes like these means that she needs all the support she can get, and lucky for her, she'll be getting a lot of that due to some fortunate timing on Taylor Sheridan's part, who has decided to film yet another series in Fort Worth, possibly making it a bigger tourist attraction than it would have been able to be without its aid. Secondly, Yellowstone and 1883 writer Taylor Sheridan to write screenplay for the series. Taylor Sheridan, who also created Yellowstone in 1883, has filmed in Fort Worth before and will soon be returning to the town to get more done. The project this time around is 1883, the Reeves Story. Reeves was a man who was born into slavery, but by the time he was an adult, he had worked up the chain to be regarded as a well-respected law enforcement official. He is well known throughout history as the first ever black deputy U.S. Marshal. Reeves spent a big part of his life working for the law, and in his career, he arrested about 3,000 dangerous people, mostly fugitives. He even had to shoot to kill 14 of them because their violent behavior resulted in him resorting to self-defense. All in all, Reeves is quite an incredible personality, and by no means can anyone blame Taylor for wanting to write a series on his life. No doubt it'll be quite famous because, other than interesting, his life is a historical landmark and extremely meaningful to the world of today. It also goes in line with the wonderful changes of casting more and more people of color and providing them with the representation they deserve. This series will be a big boost to these new changes because not only is the focus on a black man, but the said man is also an important part of that history. Next up, when will the filming start and how big the series will be if it does well? The series will be a sequel to 1883, consisting of 6 parts. 1883 is quite a famous series. It had one of the biggest streaming debuts on Paramount among original series, and ever since season 1, its popularity has been continuously growing. That particular series also featured Fort Worth. It even temporarily converted the west side of Exchange Street in the stockyards for a span of 3 weeks, hardly more than a year ago. The show was announced by Taylor in June when he said that he was planning on telling the story of Reeves to the world. Maddie also apparently teased the announcement earlier that week when she was still in Austin. The filming of the series will begin anytime next month, according to the mayor. If the series got anywhere near as popular as Yellowstone or 1883, it'd account for millions of dollars that would be infused into the local economy. This was, as stated by Maddie, the perfect chance to put the small town of Texas, Fort Worth, on the map. Of course, no one knows what will come of this series, but it looks like maybe this will be yet another masterpiece that will be given to us by Taylor. What's not to like about the whole concept of the series? Reeves in Fort Worth is quite the theme. Finally, how the series will help the town with its diverse population. Though it's rather contracting against the atmosphere surrounding Maddie as she told the story in front of more than 850 people. The series is apparently set in the untamed and lawless frontier. Except those listening to the announcement were sitting comfortably on the arena floor at the Dickies Arena, most notably public-private pursuits in the said wild lawless lands. Maddie mentioned that by now, Fort Worth was home to a diverse population, which was continuously growing both in diversity and in numbers. The people living there ranged in race, gender, age, profession, political affiliation, and economic background, and of course, so much more. Taylor's show will no doubt help put the town on the map, but it won't be the only thing doing so. Their own hard work will play the biggest role. In fact, it already has. Fort Worth has appeared on the map of the world, and not only are people now more aware of the existence of the town, but they also want to move in and settle there. There are many things to attract outsiders to the town, including culture and history, and this is proven by the fact that about 328 people are moving to it every day, and the series yet to be released will definitely help. Now, in other news. First off, fans wonder whether Jamie Dutton would be a redemption arc. Jamie Dutton plays a crucial role in Yellowstone, and has time and time again proved himself as the black sheep of the family. When there was a question posted on the Yellowstone Reddit thread asked if Jamie would eventually redeem himself, many fans seemed to hope for it. Others doubted that Taylor Sheridan would write it that way. One fan said that he hopes Jamie gets a redemption arc, otherwise he'll just be another character without a story arc. He said that he knows people get tired of watching Jimmy in Texas, but his story evolved over the seasons. Another user said that Jamie has the potential to be the most complex character on the show if Taylor Sheridan takes advantage of it. There are tons of possibilities for his redemption. Is there good in him deep down somewhere? Next up, Yellowstone Season 5 expected to return to the Paramount Network. It's expected that Season 5 of Yellowstone will return to the Paramount Network on the 13th of November, with more action and drama. But fans have demanded the writers not cause any turmoil for Beth and Rip. Not long ago, the official Instagram page of Yellowstone made a post which showed a small snippet of Rip and Beth talking about birthdays, with the caption talking about celebrating Rip Wheeler and insinuating that something big is coming. The goal of the post was to give a wholesome message and honor Rip, but the fans took it in a different light and mainly reacted to the second half of the caption. One user wrote, referring to the caption, that it was a spoiler and Rip was probably gonna die. Another user wrote that if they killed him, that they would stop watching the show. Finally, Linear Network showed some fight as Yellowstone is one of the year's biggest hits. Once again this year, the industry conversation was dominated by Netflix and Disney+, as both streaming services created their own tiers supported by ads. As such, it isn't surprising that these platforms had plenty of representation on the TV hot list this year. There was still an unforeseen entry this year by Linear Networks. Unexpectedly, Linear Networks proved that they have a fight left in them yet. This year, the biggest hits weren't just on network TV, but basic cable, like Paramount's Yellowstone from Taylor Sheridan, the TV creator of the year, and the breakout series everyone was talking about last spring was on broadcast, not streaming. As the holiday season is coming, the focus of people will be on original holiday movies, which will be overseen by the CEO and president of Hallmark Media. That's a wrap for this video. Are you looking forward to the Bass Reeves story? Let us know in the comments below. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more videos like this. See you in the next one!